Well, a little good news. Weather's not great. It's a little cool today. I'm probably going to put a sweatshirt on here in a minute, but we do have a little grass poking up here down on the bocce field. See if we can't get a little bit done today. Had a slow start, had to dial in for work today. It's a weekend, but they needed some things done. So get up here and see if I can crank out a couple hours of decent work before it's too dark and too cold to do anything. Well, I've had an opportunity to get up on the roof up here. Actually get up, I guess it's in the attic. So I've had an opportunity to get up in the attic space, take some measurements, create a template, and I am now making the support wall that's going to hold the rafters in place. That. I'm gonna get up there and pull it up. I got it. Now can you give me that other piece?
What piece, babe?
The long piece of wood.
Oh, yeah.
No? Okay. No.
What?
Not that one.
Okay.
Sorry. Don't break the tip of it. This wall, I'm going to get ready to nail the other top plate on it. I'm going to nail it in place first with the top plate on. This wall is going to support the trusses. There's a bird's mouth cut in each one of the trusses, and it's going to sit right on top there. What I'm doing right here is I'm using this first piece that I cut as a template. I got the angle correct, which was ridiculous. I ran into all kinds of problems. I had to cut it 3 times last week to get the angle right. Fortunately, I used scrap wood to do it, because the first time I cut one of these, I messed it up. No big deal. It's one piece of wood. So after that, I went to scrap wood, traced it out a couple of times, cut it, and then I started cutting it, measured it and tested to make sure everything was good. And this fits exactly like I need it to. Since I've already set this one up there and I know that it's right, I am using it as a template for the rest of them. Well, good morning. As is usually the case, I ran into a little snag yesterday. I took that template up there and put it on just to double check it, and it was off, so I had to make a couple modifications, get it fixed. That ate up a little bit of time. We're back here the next day. My son-in-law is up here, and he is up there taking a look at it right now. I'm going to get his professional opinion on it before I proceed, but I think we're just about ready to go. Pedro took a look at the way that I had it set up and signed off on it. He thinks it's set up right. Get ready to use that template and start cutting the rest of my trusses. good to go.
Yeah.
I'll cut that. As you can see, we are lining the joists up. I've already attached this wall right here to the side wall using the level to make sure it was plumb. On this end, we went ahead and we attached the first joist, or rather, we attached the first truss, nailed it in at the top, and then using the level made sure that the wall was plumb and put a toenail in here down at the bottom. We put that toenail right there. All right. Now I'm using 8-inch structural screws. I went ahead and sunk them with a spade bit about 1/4 inch, so it'll be flush when the SIPS panel sits on top of it. It won't be a little bump. And then I'm driving this into this 2x12, a good 4 inches. And that structural screw will hold it in place. It's never going to move. In addition to that, I'm going to come back and on every third one of these, I'm going to put a hurricane tie. This roof is going to be nice and solid, not move. Once we get these up here, I'm also going to run through this and put a set of blocks across just to make sure that everything holds the proper space that it's supposed to.
So like you said, we're gonna cut it to this point, and then we just, so once I do the notch, I know that this is a 412. I do the notch 3.5 by 1.5 inch. I'm gonna pull from the inside of the notch.
Okay.
From there to the outside of that angle. 138 and 7/8 we say.
All right.
And we cut one and then we see.
So we just cut the first piece, which we're going to use as a template for all the rest. Naturally, Pedro got it right on the first try, unlike me, and it is completely perfect. Now, the only thing that's odd here, and if you saw the video where we were putting up this wall, there's a little piece of wood right here that's sticking up, and that's because they got that angle backwards somehow when they were cutting it. It got laid out. It's all computer program. It's all CNC work, so somehow a measurement got put in backwards or an angle got put in backwards. Doesn't really matter, I can fix that. But this piece is going to get sistered up to these trusses that are already here, go all the way up, sheet of plywood is going to go on the outside to give it a little more structural integrity, prevent shear. And we're going to cut 11 more like this and we're ready to rock and roll. All the trusses are cut. We're ready to rock and roll and get the rest of this thing set up. Yeah, just like the rest of this truss and joist, he's marking it 16 inches on center. They all like that? So we got up here and put the first one in place, and it was just slightly off. They're all cut the same way. We set them all up, and they're all pretty much coming the same. That's the good news, because the good news is the same fix for every board. Let's cut that last. Let's take that and see how it fits on the last one, just to make sure it's exactly the same on all of them.
At this point, it becomes obvious that we have a problem.
Right here is good. Right here you start seeing the difference a little bit. Right here you start seeing it more. We're gonna have to lose that one and then push it out a little bit more. But like the thing that will tell us the truth is like a laser. Check this wall, check that wall, and that one to see if they are running parallel, because if one is the opposite and the other one, that's creating that too. That cut work here, it should work over there, other than if the wall is higher, that makes the difference.
Well, it's 4:30. Big fun. Well, sometimes things are rolling along and then they stop rolling. And that's exactly what happened to us right here. We have come through and checked everything, double checked, triple checked, all of our measurements. The walls are level. That wall is level. The measurement from the top of the joist to the floor is equal on both sides. From this wall to that outside wall, there's a 1/4 inch difference, which should not give us the problem we're running into. And the problem is we have a 1 degree difference on the far joist, or rather on the far truss, from on this truss over here. It could be that that wall, that far outside wall, is not perfectly level on the top. Something is up, and we have to make an adjustment in order to fix that. And today, we're running out of time. So what I'm gonna do is pull the plug on it for right now, and we're gonna come back to it. I'll come back to it next weekend. And I will fix this wall and get it straight. That's the way it goes. We thought we had everything laid out properly, but once we started putting these up here, we realized something is amiss. And we gotta fix it, because you can't just say, well, we'll keep on going. Because if you keep on going, this roof line is not straight. It's almost an inch off. We're gonna fix that. We'll see y'all next time. We'll be fixing the roof. Come on back and check us out. So Pedro took a look at the.